The 2022 BRZ has even more of a competitive edge now that Subaru has finally given it the horsepower that it deserves. Today we are going to take it on a test drive and do a quick little tour around the inside and outside of this limited trim in sapphire blue. Extra horsepower is coming from a new 2.4 liter Boxer engine. It has about 23 more horsepower than the first generation at 228 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. Now, this will come standard with a 6-speed manual transmission, which is what this car is equipped with currently. You can get a 6-speed automatic if you want to be that way. And as far as fuel economy goes, of course, it always depends on your driving habits. This one, you're probably going to want to have a lot of fun in it, but you can get up to 27 miles to the gallon on the freeway and about 20 in the city. Maybe it's been a little bit of a long time coming. This car is finally redesigned, if you couldn't tell. It has a lot more body lines that give it a lot more character. A lot of people are describing it as muscular. I really love like the wider fenders as well. The LED headlights come standard across all trims and they are steering responsive on the Limited. Moving to the side, your Limited will come with 18-inch wheels and those are wrapped in Pilot Sport 4 tires. There's also these really cool new design functional features, like you have nice fender vents there. And this car, now she has some curves and she is cute. Like, look at how pretty it is down the side now. The back had more of a subtle redesign. The taillights look really similar to the first generation. You have a nice trunk spoiler on the Limited, and I like how they hid how you open the trunk along this little bar here. There's not some obnoxious button. Now, cargo space. If you need a lot of it, you're probably looking at the wrong car. However, you could absolutely fit multiple weekend bags in here. Now, if you do want to take it to the track and you put the second row seats down, which are really tiny, you can totally fit 4 tires back here. Now, there has been a lot of criticism about how you get that second row down. They're like, you have to go all the way inside the car and fold your seat forward, but you don't have to do that. Now, I'm so sorry that you guys have to see this angle. We're gonna censor it, but you literally just have to pull straps on the inside and then the seat folds right down. It's not hard to just like get in here. Magic. It wasn't hard. I do recommend just leaving your second row down. The second row is pointless. Only a really, really tiny short person can fit in the back, maybe a small child, but this is great. So essentially everything has stayed the same on the inside. The biggest differences are going to be that you get a larger 7-inch digital gauge cluster and a larger 8-inch infotainment system. And then in the Limited trim, you are going to get a leather-wrapped steering wheel and you will get leather heated seats that are wildly comfortable. In 2020, you couldn't get really any of Subaru's safety technology on the BRZ, which could come as a perk to some drivers. However, this year you can get eyesight technology on both trims, and it will only come standard on the automatic, which honestly makes perfect sense. So now we are going to toss it to Nick to take it on a test drive.
Okay, so first question that everybody's going to ask about the new BRZ is it faster or does it feel faster? And the answer is definitely yes. The red line's still 7,500. It has a all-new 2.4 liter engine, more horsepower, more torque, no more torque dip. In the last model, you'll all know that the torque dip was talked about on every car review. This car just feels a lot more lively than the last generation of BRZ. So how does this compare to the last generation? There's a number of improvements, a lot of minor things that they've done throughout the car, inside, outside, the suspension. The big change obviously is the engine. I actually owned a 2013 BRZ and lived with that car for about a year. And I can tell you that all these changes make this a nicer place to be. And yeah, it's just a really, really good improvement on a package that was already an awesome package. They didn't change any of the characteristics of the last BRZ in a negative way. Everything's been improved positively for sure, whether it's that torque curve I was talking about, the more displacement in the engine, the looks, and just overall the features you get. One of the features I'm looking at right now is a digital gauge cluster. So that's really cool. You can switch it into track mode and you get basically a horizontal tachometer. It also turns off your traction control, so you can have a little bit of fun in the corners with this. It is a rear-wheel drive car still, so you can still drift it around, but if you get a Limited, which is the upper trim, the Limited comes with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires, whereas on the last generation, you only got Primacies. And the Primacy tires were really great because it made the car really easy to slide around. But with this Limited model, with the Pilot Sport 4 tires, you actually have more grip, you have less road noise, and just overall, it makes the car feel like it's kind of a notch above where the last Limited model was. Okay, so overall, just wrapping this up, this car is awesome. There's a lot of competition in the class between the Miata, the Veloster N, and the GTI, just to name a few. And the BRZ definitely stands out. It is a really, really fun rear-wheel drive coupe, which there's not a lot of in this price range anymore nowadays. You can also get this awesome manual. It's awesome that Subaru still offers that as an option. And overall, it's just a great choice. If you're interested or have any questions, you can visit Capital Subaru in San Jose, California, who graciously let us borrow this car today. And thanks a lot.